Hello everyone, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. So today's reading is going to be about what psychic ability that you have. Okay, so we're going to determine what your psychic skills are, your psychic abilities, in honor of Psychic Day, which was, I believe, earlier in this month, maybe just a few days ago. So let's go ahead and celebrate your unique gifts and skills and see what they are for anybody curious or wanting to know, or just for the fun of it. So this is a general reading, remember that. Take what resonates and forget what doesn't. I went ahead and pulled some cards here that will help us, cards that I largely associate with psychic skills and abilities. And from those cards you can choose which group you want to go with, and then we'll interpret them and then pull some other cards, okay? So now that you know, for those who have tuned in, what card will represent Group 1? What are Group 1's psychic skills and abilities? For Group 2, what card represents Group 2's psychic skills and abilities? And Group 3, what card best represents Group 3's psychic skills and abilities? Group 1, we've got the Four of Cups. Okay? You could be water dominant, don't have to be. You could maybe feel like you don't have any. You're not maybe that excited about them, I don't know, we'll see. Group 2, the Empress. Typically Libra Taurus energy, but strong divine feminine energy. Mother's intuition and all of that. You could be a parent, mother, the mother of your friends group, something like that. Just a nurturing, caring, beautiful person. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to choose this group, but just choose whatever group you want. You can always choose a different group if what the group you picked was not the right one. And so, and then we've got the High Priestess. So it makes sense. We have a lot of females or feminine energy that watch. And so, not that the masculines aren't welcome, they are, of course, but we've got strong feminine energy here. So yeah, pause the video if you need more time. Timestamps are listed down below. The astrological association, by the way, with High Priestess is Pisces Moon, and Cancer Moon for Four of Cups. Also in numerology, you could have strong numbers 4, 3, and 2. Actually, we're seeing kind of progression, aren't we? 2, 3, and 4 here. So some sort of progression. So pause the video again, and then we're getting started with Four of Cups, or Group 1. So welcome, Group 1. Now, this is an interesting card to represent psychic abilities, you might think, because it does represent like apathy, meaning like somebody that quote-unquote doesn't care, or feels unfulfilled, or like the doorway of spirit keeps knocking and this person is not being receptive to that, not receptive to their feelings perhaps. Feelings offer some insight into the world around you, and they tell you something about your experience, but maybe you don't intuit your emotion or your psychic abilities in that way, or you're resistant to it, because maybe this is a wake-up call to say, hey, don't be resistant to your feelings or whatnot, because they have something to say as well. It can also represent, because he's a meditator, he's meditating underneath the tree. Maybe you meditate or you could benefit from that, but that is stillness, and quietness is a way in which you can better connect with spirit, with your psychic abilities. Okay, so this is saying that you could improve your psychic abilities through meditation, through doing like a temporary retreat, something that is outside of your current routine, something that's outside of your current world. Okay, so someplace where you could go like deep within yourself and connect with your intuitive voice, because we can see, like I said before, that's what's needed here. If you already feel like you're very highly psychic and intuitive, cool. This is saying you could be more so. Okay, so be open to psychic visualizations. It feels like you could be very visual. maybe you don't think you are, but if you practiced a little bit, you would be greatly visual. Be open to those visualizations. Sometimes when you're daydreaming, they're not just daydreams. They're giving you information about the world you're creating, and information about your psychic abilities, okay, and what's to come. So just be open to it. Be open to the intuitive messages that are coming to you. And the times that they will come to you the most, those intuitive messages will come to you the most, those visualizations will happen the most for you, is when you're in some sort of retreat. Whether you're going like on a technical trip / retreat, or whether you're going to your yoga studio, or whether you are just closing yourself in your room and, you know, meditating. And there are other ways that you can meditate as well. You can even learn to meditate in a room full of people, right? By picking something, a point in the room to focus on, and or a sound in the room to really focus on and tune everything else out. During those moments, you will be able to experience, you know, more psychic insights. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get a tarot card from the Psychic Tarot deck to tell us a little bit more about your psychic skills. For those who are watching Group 1, tell us more about Group 1's psychic skills, please. We've got solitude, number 9. See? Can't make this stuff up. What was I just saying? Going on a retreat, spending some time alone, being in solitude. That's Hermit energy, Virgo energy. So that's the message for you with that. Excuse me. You know, to go within, you'll have greater clarity by doing that. If you already do that, likely that's intuitively why you do that. On some level, you know that that's necessary to clear your mind and really like understand, you know, what you're feeling and thinking, and what your intuition is saying. This is a card of personal growth, being on a quest for personal growth. So maybe that's why you're at a tarot reading. Maybe you're already on this path. You're a seeker. You like to learn about such things. I know that Virgos can be like that. Sorry about that, guys. My grandmother is a Virgo, and recently on my channel I had showed all the goodies that I inherited from her. She's a very mystical person, very curious about and studious about the occult, a very powerful manifester. So with real world tangible results, almost beyond her power and control. And I inherited some of that. So you could also have inherited such gifts that you could be like, for example, a natural witch, or your gifts have been passed down through your lineage. But even if not, it's important to, you know, be a bit studious and embody the traits of the hermit. You know, get away, take some time for yourself. Don't feel guilty or anything like that about doing that. You know, you're on the right track in doing that. Keep embodying those hermit traits, taking time for self-reflection, introspection, honoring your desire for solitude, and your desire to withdraw from like the hustle and bustle of life. And even if people are trying to draw you out of it, you know, you're not just being reticent or stubborn, you are actually honoring your inner voice by doing that, okay? So definitely seek those quiet moments to be alone and connect with your inner self, and cherish your own company, reflect on your life's journey. Seek answers within. The answers are within you. You don't always need someone else to tell you things. You can figure it out on your own, but you just need to listen, okay? And internalize also. Internalize. So sometimes people get an intuition, and then they're like, yeah, I acknowledge that, right? But then, like, at an intellectual level, they acknowledge it, and then they just like kind of blow it off or ignore it or just distract themselves again. The best way to utilize your intuition is, okay, I've got this intuition. I'm getting this information and I'm going to take it in. Unless it's something that you don't want to perpetuate, something that you don't want to continue, in which case rewrite the script. That's within your power. Affirm something different. But generally speaking, you know, intuition is letting you know the thought processes that you have momentum behind that will likely manifest, and to prepare you for that. Okay? So we're going to use this deck here. I forget the name of this particular deck, but it'll give us some insider guidance on the particular being or spirit guide that you have that is helping you, and or just that energy that is helpful to you. Okay? So this could be your spirit guide, or just the energy that you manifest that is helpful to your psychic abilities and their development. So for everyone watching Group 1, okay, we've got Lady Nada. Lady Nada, okay? Heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Okay? So this is saying that through these processes, not only do you improve your intuition and honor what's coming through, but you develop your heart chakra. Okay? You allow that to open, to bloom, and to give you life, to give you courage, to attract more love, more friendship, more joy, higher self-esteem. And we all have an energetic field. This has been scientifically proven. There have been pictures and tests done to show this, that radiates around us. It's called an aura in the spiritual community, but it's strongest from the heart. So it really strengthens your entire aura and your force field, for lack of better words, when you are honoring your true intuition, honoring yourself and your desires, and allowing that to open your heart, which is the result and the consequence of going within and honoring, you know, your intuition, going within and taking that alone time that you need to process things. That opens your heart, and it makes you a stronger being and a more loving being to be around. And that being said, you don't want to be completely removed from everybody all the time. So this won't be a message for everybody, but if you find yourself always going within, like I said before, people could be trying to draw you out. But if you're constantly withdrawing, like I did know someone who had a Cancer moon, like the Four of Cups, and they were to the point where they were very social otherwise, but they would be the point that even though they invited a lot of people over to their house to socialize, they would have to like go into their bedroom and like shut themselves off like during their party, their very own party that they're throwing. And I'm not saying that that's so unusual, except that the way that this person did it was a little disturbing, actually, because it felt like they were truly hiding. I guess like a Cancer, you know, is represented by the crab, and the crab, you know, has a hard shell that they withdraw into. Maybe it's a little bit like that. In other words, it's important to not go into hermit mode for so long or so often that you're cutting yourself off from other people, because the whole point of your spiritual journey ultimately, Group 1, is to awaken to acceptance and divine love and give and receive in balance. So in order to give and in order to receive in balance, you need to come out of your shell sometimes and be more receptive, okay? So I think that's all I have for you guys. I'm not seeing anything else that necessarily you need from this reading. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope that was helpful. I intend it was. And if you'd like to stick around for Group 2, please do so. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Excuse me. Welcome, Group 2. Thanks for tuning in. So you chose the Empress. So let's find out about your psychic skills and abilities, okay? So the Empress. I mentioned at the start that some of you could be mothers, or or the mothers of your group just perhaps have strong intuitive or motherly instincts, for example, or nurturing tendencies, okay? Because the Empress is like that. She's about creation, she's about abundance, she's about giving birth to something new. She's a creator, like the ultimate creator in human form. Very fertile in mind and body, a very good parent to, whether it's, pets, children, what have you, very good parent. So if you're not like that, this is saying get in touch with your divine feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within. Balance it out. Embrace this side of yourself more. If you already do that, cool, keep doing it. This is an indication too of, during pregnancy, a lot of women do experience heightened intuition and psychic ability. Like, I've heard stories of women who had a complication during their pregnancy and their doctors didn't find it, but she intuitively knew something was wrong, and I think she went to several different doctors, tried to explain, and they were not finding anything, so they were just kind of like brushing it off, like it's just she's being overly worried, paranoid. But in reality, in the end, they did end up finding something that would have been life-threatening to herself and the child had it not been caught early. So what I'm saying is that's evidence of the Empress in her psychic ability. So if ever that happens to you guys in any way, shape, or form, you really want to listen to that psychic ability. It's telling you something that's important. Don't be paranoid, but it's an example of how, the Empress energy can be so intuitive. So, and this doesn't only, apply to giving birth physically, like to a child. It's about giving birth to a project, giving birth to an idea, giving birth to something, that you're trying to create in your life. Follow your instincts regarding that and your intuition regarding that, especially if it's telling you that something is wrong. Because people seem to be more in tune with, concerns a lot of times than the potential for things to go right. And your intuition can definitely tell you that something is going to be right as well, if you have a good feeling about something, for example, you want to go in that direction. So you definitely have the ability to tune in to, what's needed to bring things into fruition, to manifest things, to bring things to life, to give life to things, to create, okay? So, the more that you connect with this Empress energy and that creative ability, especially in terms of connecting with the earth, like Mother Earth, you have something in common with Mother Earth. You're being asked to honor what you have in common with Mother Earth and with the Mother archetype. Honor both of those things. The more that you do that, the more you're going to connect with your intuition in a way that supports your growth. Okay? And it's important because that helps those around you to benefit as well, because the Empress is generous, she's abundant, she has a lot to give, and she often does. Okay? So you can be that person for yourself and for other people. So, this is an abundance of psychic abilities and an abundance of the ability to know what path to follow to be your best. Okay? So we're going to use the Psychic Tarot to come out with another card to tell us a bit more about your psychic abilities. Group 2 for everyone watching Group 2. Tell us more about their psychic abilities. We've got the 8 of Cups, emotional withdrawal. Okay. So you could have strong water in your chart. You don't have to. You could have Saturn in Pisces. You could have abandoned some success or going towards something that would have been successful for you. Maybe you have given up on something that wasn't working out. You found out that it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. You followed your instincts and took a leap of faith to turn a corner and go in another direction, in which case this is validating that you did the right thing. But it does indicate some sort of disillusionment. Maybe you thought that you were following your intuition in a certain circumstance and it didn't turn out the way you thought it would, and then it made you doubt your intuition. Your intuition is good. Okay? You didn't make a mistake. It was just a redirection or a rerouting of your life path. It was just another way of getting to the place that you needed to be. And all roads lead to Rome. Okay? So you are on the right path regardless of if things have shifted or are different than what you thought it was going to be. With this Eight of Cups energy for you guys regarding your intuition, it's like the fact that you seek a deeper meaning, the fact that you're willing to abandon or walk away from paths that aren't as fulfilling as you know that you deserve, your ability to, see through the clutter and see things, for what they really are, to make a decision, to help make a decision that leads you on a better path. That's all a manifestation of your intuitive ability. Okay? Because the Empress is, she's what's a nickname for her? Like bubbly. She's bubbly, right? She's had such a cushy life. As an example archetype, she's had such a cushy life. She's been insulated from a lot of trials and tribulations that others have had to experience. So, sometimes she can see the world through rose-colored glasses or not really have a deep understanding of things. The thing is, she desires to have a deep understanding of things. And so she is smart. And when given the opportunity, usually through some sort of mess having been made first, and then in that mess, then she sees, okay, how did this happen? What does it mean? What do I do next? In this case, seeing reality for what it is gives you the feedback that you need in order to choose a new course, choose new thoughts, choose a new plan, and then move towards something more fulfilling. So I feel like your intuition can come to you as well as in a sense of restlessness. I don't know if this is reminding me of Teresa Caputo, and whatever you feel about her, she's a good example. She's a Taurus sun. I believe she's a Taurus sun. So that goes along with Empress energy. And she, early in her psychic career, before she knew she was a true psychic, she said that she was on medication for anxiety. And she felt very anxious. And I feel like that's a way that your psychic ability manifests for some of you watching, in a restlessness, more like a restlessness for you guys. And so you want proof. You want more substantial and authentic experiences to back up and validate your belief in your skills. Like, you won't just settle for any evidence of your psychic abilities. You are used to or needing to, find more substantial, more authentic evidence or experiences related to your psychic abilities. And maybe that's just something that you enjoy, like, doing. You enjoy, you could be one of those people that feels a real good satisfaction when you say that something's going to happen, and then it does happen. And you just chalk that up as to another win or another bit of proof of your authenticity. So maybe you have imposter syndrome. If so, for the odd few that do, this is saying that's a way in which you can overcome that by don't be judging yourself for feeling anxious or restless regarding this topic, but instead let it lead you into trying different avenues to find the more substantial and authentic psychic experiences that you're looking for to validate, what deep down you already know that you have, which is this ability. So it does feel like, more of a journey of self-discovery is needed here. I think that you're well on that, on your way, and you're seeking to understand deeper truths about yourself and the world. And I think this is going to continue to lead you and guide you. So your intuition is especially good at helping you to lead yourself and others on the road of self-discovery and deeper understanding of their own truths and the truths of the world. So we're going to get a card from this deck, which will help us to see like who your guides may be that are helping you, who are helping you, and or just the energy that would be helpful or is helpful and around your energy when it comes to your psychic abilities. For everyone who is watching group 2. Also be talking about psychic abilities coming down through the family line, through the female line in particular. Maybe you inherited it from a mother or grandmother, great-grandmother. But either way, tell us more about group 2's psychic abilities and who may be helping them with that. We've got Master Buddha. Wow. Interesting. So Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So you could very well have the Master Buddha as one of your guides who communicates with you and gives you messages psychically and intuitively. It is this journey to enlightenment that you're on. Like I said a moment ago, you're kind of like a seeker and you are seeking self-discovery. This card is saying you're also seeking enlightenment and or on the path to that. We are all light beings anyway. Master Buddha just was able to embody that on earth. So deep connection, trust your inner voice, saying you're very deeply connected to that very calm, serene energy of the Buddha and that energy of enlightenment and the energy of being kind of above like some of the pitfalls of earth and of earthly ways. And it's just a validation that, you know, that's okay. Like that's the right path for you. And it's also validation to trust your inner voice, even though sometimes it might seem like it's leading you in an unwanted direction. Or maybe others might feel like you're going down the wrong road or they don't understand. They don't have to understand. Okay? It's okay to change lanes. It's okay to change your mind. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, as the saying goes, regardless of your sex or gender. That's the message. And that and just embodying those you know, behaviors and thoughts that help you to raise your vibration and become more enlightened. And you do that best through creativity, optimism, and enthusiasm. So keep being bubbly, all right? Keep being bubbly. If you're not bubbly, start being bubbly, all right? In a sense, right? Optimism. So let's see. Is there anything else that we need to get, or is that it for us? I think those are the only cards I got for group 1, so those are going to be the only cards I get for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe. If you guys want to get a personal reading like this, it's $1 for 5 minutes on Keen. The link for that is down below. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys next time. Alright, welcome group 3. Thanks for tuning in. So if you chose the High Priestess, it's your reading. This is about your psychic abilities. So what psychic abilities do you have, and or what do you need to know about your psychic abilities? So you could actually have Pisces strong in your chart, or be Pisces moon, any of the water signs, any sign really, but this is the energy you're embodying. So this is very good. This is my witches, my tarot card readers, my healers, my diviners. You are either that, or you could be if you wanted to. Okay, this is the most intuitive card in the deck. The High Priestess does sit between the subconscious and the conscious mind, so she's like the gatekeeper between the abundance of the unconscious mind, what it has to offer, and reality, like 3D reality. Okay, so it does show intuition's role in manifestation, because 99.9% of our 3D reality is manifested by our subconscious mind, and she stands between that and 3D reality. So by following your intuition, group 3, your intuition will guide you on how to manifest whatever you want in your life. Like that you can trust it for, amongst other things. But it's especially true for you. There's this energy of she straddles two worlds. One of the readers I used to go to a long time ago, she used to call herself a fringe walker, and she said I was a fringe walker as well. 1 foot in this world, 1 foot outside of it. That is the High Priestess. And it's a place that she's comfortable. You don't see her worried about it, right? She's serene, so maybe you're already very comfortable with your ability, with the fact that you're different, in the sense that you are, 1 foot in this world, 1 foot out of this world. Okay? There's something otherworldly about you. The book that she holds, the Torah, it's a book of secret knowledge. It's a book of mystery that just indicates like you could be very studious. You could study these types of books, this type of material, or you should be, okay? Because that would help you develop your intuition more, and just shows like the wealth of knowledge that you have, whether you're aware of it or not aware of it. I feel like most of you are aware of it, but you're here anyway because you want to know more about this. So sometimes, the knowledge that you have can be a little tricky to decipher, even for the High Priestess, until she's mastered it. She was a student at one point too, so don't feel bad about, needing to develop more, or if the cards are saying that. I feel like more that this is just letting you know that you have the knowledge in your hands. Like you already have that knowledge that you're seeking. And because of that, and once you know that, you can guide other people, other seekers, to navigate the world between, or the line between this world and the other worlds, the 4D plane, the other side, whatever you want to call it. Like you can help other seekers to do that, to navigate that, and you do so with compassion and with care. And I would be surprised if you didn't know how psychic you are, this being the most psychic card in the deck. You do have a heightened psychic awareness, and this card is asking you to pay more attention to your intuition, because it's a tool in your toolbox. Why wouldn't you? You already are an adept at this. You already have the skills. This is already a strong ability that you possess, so why not use it to your benefit and the benefits of those around you? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull another card from my Psychic Tarot deck to tell us more about Group 3 psychic abilities. If you have an interest in tarot, for example, get started. What are you waiting for? Okay. Anyone can do tarot, as I always say. You just have to apply yourself to learning it, just like anything else. But you especially would do very, very well at it, if you're not doing it already. So tell us more about Group 3 psychic abilities for those who are watching. Group 3. Tell us more about their psychic abilities. Truth. Number 20, Judgment. You can have a strong Scorpion in your chart. Don't have to. We've got 2 twice. So 2 is the number of union. You could be in a divine union. We do got the 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Another 2. 222. You could see that a lot in angel numbers. That reduces to 6 the number of contentment and love. The High Priestess is content and serene, so you would be very content to take on some of her traits, to develop your psychic abilities and your skills even more, or you've already reached that level and you do feel content in your skills. This is a card that's like talking about balancing the 2 worlds. So even romantic relationships, for example, with that 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, you would need to balance that with your psychic abilities, your psychic skills, your psychic practices. You would be the one that would be like the equalizer to keep things balanced. So you to be serene, to be balancing the extremes, kind of like Temperance energy to Sagittarius energy, balancing the extremes. There is a need for patience. I think that patience goes along with, being a human being, basically. Means even though the High Priestess is highly intuitive and has one foot in the other world, she is also human, right? Part of her is human. Part of her is in this world. So she needs to be very patient with her emotions, the emotions of others, and just life itself. So that's required. But if you're trying to come into union with someone, it feels like you will be coming into union with that person, or you're already in that union, but you're finding it challenging. Or maybe there's some decision to be made, or you know that you love each other, but there are maybe some judgmental feelings that need to be worked through, something along those lines. That's not going to be for everyone. It's a general reading, but that's coming through for somebody. With that being said, I do feel like, I mean, obviously with a water moon, you feel things very deeply. And that is another way through the way that you've experienced your intuition. You know, some of the air signs who are, that I know who are very intuitive and psychic, they experience their intuition through the mind, right? It can come to them in feelings or hunches, but it's still like coming through in an airy fashion. I don't know how to really verbalize that. It's just something that I've noticed. Whereas your feelings would come more through your heart space and just your bodily senses and feelings. Your psychic abilities are meant to help people in a way that changes them, and not in a way that is just superficial, okay? You're helping people on their life journeys, their life path, the path to enlightenment, their spiritual journeys. You're helping them in heavy ways. You help them to change. You help them to awaken, like on a deep soul level. And you help them to make important life decisions. You are as serene as you look, and as calm and just reserved as you may appear. You are a huge catalyst for change and getting scorpionic energy. You embody the essence of a wake-up call, okay? So maybe when people seek your advice or your guidance, you know, they don't always immediately like what they hear, but deep down inside they know you're right because they can feel it. And so they do feel you. Like, they feel what you're saying, even if they don't like it, because it is a big wake-up call that you're usually dishing out, whether you even know that you're doing, want to do it or not. Just the way it is. That's what you do for people. You urge those around you to take stock of their lives and their actions, to assess. And in this way, I feel like you really do inspire other people to confront things that they otherwise wouldn't have confronted. I think they do come to appreciate you if they don't appreciate you immediately, which many do. But if they don't immediately appreciate this about you, they do come to appreciate you in that way, because you help them to confront truths that they may have ignored, you know. And ignoring those truths and choosing to be ignorant or blind to things, you know, has only hurt them. So by you being that catalyst of truth and helping them to uncover their truth, you know, that leads them to significant personal and even collective transformation. Because this doesn't feel like I said before, this is heavier than your average, like, I don't know, performative tarot card reader, for example, like at the haunted houses or at a carnival, you know, with the tent and all of that, like the Zoltar type readers. You're somebody that is meant to affect people not only on a personal level but on a grander scale as collective transformation. So that's nothing against anybody that does those types of readings. That's fun, you know. It's more performative. It's usually more entertaining. But that's, you know, not exactly who you are or who you're meant to be. Okay, you're meant to be a stabilizer, an equalizer. You're meant to be consistent, something that, like a rock that others can rely upon, to help them to initiate and transcend transformations. So with that being said, we're going to get a card from the Spirit Guides deck, and it will tell us perhaps who your spirit guide is or the energy that's around you helping you with your psychic abilities. If the reading is resonating, please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep it going. I do appreciate it, and so do your fellow viewers, because they like the readings too. So you're helping me to come back to do more readings, and that benefits a lot of different people. You know why? Because you are a catalyst for larger change, right? collective transformation. Even something small like hitting the like button, helping the algorithm, helps this reading and other readings like it to reach more people and help them as well. Okay, for those who are watching group 3, who is helping them with their psychic abilities? Mercury. Okay. So open communication. Get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. Okay, so maybe some of you have trouble communicating verbally, or trouble getting your point across in a way that other people can really understand or accept, unless those other people are very intuitive and spiritually inclined like yourself. Because spiritual people can understand other spiritual people more easily and readily than non-spiritual people can understand spiritual people, right? So this is talking about when it comes to communicating with, less spiritual people. Maybe you have a hard time connecting with them or getting them to receive your message in the way you intend, and maybe that has weighed heavily on you. So they're just saying, get the weight off your chest. If you have something to say, even if it comes across as rocking the boat, maybe even like as it comes across a bit judgmental or critical, or just like it's ripping the band-aid off for someone, they're saying just do it. Don't carry that weight on your shoulders. You're being given the intuitive insights for a reason. They're asking for a reason, so deliver those insights and just let the chips fall where they may. Get it off your chest. Don't carry that weight of holding back too much, because that's not what you're meant to do. And Mercury is here to help you to communicate, and is communicating to you, to speak up with love and be heard. Like the High Priestess, she's virginal. She's lived her whole life in like a temple, right? So she can be introverted and maybe, and very compassionate and empathetic. So maybe she doesn't want to speak up and be heard. And maybe she's afraid of offending someone, or what potential backlash she might receive from someone who's not ready to hear what she has to say. Mercury is here helping you to find your voice and strengthen your voice and let you know, hey, speak up with love, even if it's a hard message, as long as you're doing it from a good place. People will sense that. Connect with people in a human way, human to human, and that will be well received. So he's here to help you with that. So this is what I've got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please hit that like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and keep the channel going. If you like that private reading, you can contact me. My contact information is in the description box down below the video. Also, it's $1 for 5 minutes on Keen. Link for that is below for new customers. And I will talk to you guys next time.